So it was business as usual for the royal family last night. They attended a carol service at Westminster Abbey. They didn't make any comment on Harry and Meghan's explosive documentary, but I suppose that image sort of sums it up. Dignity in the face of treachery is how the Mail puts it this morning, following Harry's claim that he was forced out of his own family.
It was terrifying to have my brother scream and shout at me and my father say things that just simply weren't true, and my grandmother, quietly sit there and sort of take it all in. A story that came out saying that part of the reason why Meghan and I were leaving was because William had bullied us out. They were happy to lie to protect my brother, and yet...
Well, Royal Editor Russell Myers joins me now. So basically what we take from that clip and from all of it is William bullied him, his dad lied, and the Queen sat there and didn't get involved because we know that she didn't like confrontation, and he wants an apology. It's not good, is it?
Well, it isn't. Good morning, Lorraine. Well, I forget about The Crown. I mean, this has got all the drama of a big Hollywood blockbuster, and then some. I mean, we've got tension, arguments, fury and rage right at the centre of the family. And Harry, talking about private conversations between himself, Prince of Wales, his father, the King, and then the Queen just sitting there during the Sandringham summit when they were trying to broker this deal in order to leave the royal family, and just taking it all in, as he said. No wonder she was absolutely exasperated of the situation. I think it's quite telling as well that Harry was talking about the fact that he felt completely bereft, and the tragedy of him and his brother making a pact to never be at each other's throats like their parents, and essentially he blames William for forcing him out of the family and going against his wishes. I mean, it's all pretty tawdry, but like you said, the royal family were out in force last night, putting on a show of unity. I mean, it was a bit of a diary clash for them, although I don't think they would be watching the Netflix series. And yes, like we saw on those pictures, all the women wearing burgundy. I'm told by the fashion followers, it's a symbol of power. And I see you're sporting the colour yourself today.
It was completely unintentional, I have to say. But this is the colour. This is the colour of power. Oh, I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. Do you know what, though, Russell? Didn't you think there was a bit where there was real sadness from Harry when he talked about his family, and he talked about missing his pals as well?
Yeah, I did. I get that. I got that vein throughout the whole 6 episodes, really. I mean, you're talking about gripes and groans and the tragedy of what's actually happened. But there was a real sadness with Harry, and he did say he'd missed the sort of, in his words, the weird family gatherings, missing his friends. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
Sure.
Tell me about going back. What was that like?
It was hard, especially spending a time having chats with my brother and my father, who just, were very much focused on the same misinterpretation of the whole situation. So none of us really wanted to have to talk about it at my grandfather's funeral, but we did. And, I've had to make peace with the fact that probably never going to get genuine accountability or a genuine apology. My wife and I were moving on. We're focused on what's coming next.
They're focused on what's coming next, he said, which is interesting. But he did, like we said, it's such a shame because he misses his pals, and I bet you they miss him as well. I mean, he's got a lovely life. Don't get me wrong. He's got, a beautiful life in America. But, he must miss all his pals from the army.
Well, again, I thought that what was really lacking from the series was a bit of contrition, a bit of self-awareness from Harry. I mean, it was a lot of saying that everybody else was to blame. And what I think would have really curried favour with a lot of the public is if he said, we did things that we kind of regret, and we said things and we acted in the way that if we could turn back the time, then we would have done things differently. But it was severely lacking, and I think that's a bit of an issue for Harry and Meghan.
It's just a real shame, isn't it? It's just a real shame, as we've said this before, that they couldn't come to some sort of compromise, because clearly they are both an asset to the royal family, or maybe not so much now, obviously, with everything that's gone on. But back then, when they were thinking about leaving, they really were. When you talk about the Commonwealth and you see the sort of superstardom there of both of them, but they think they were too popular. And that's so sad, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, again, they really pitted the two women against each other, Kate and Meghan. I mean, the constant references to Diana throughout this whole series became a little bit exhausting at the time, because you speak to anyone who knew Diana, whether it was people who worked with her or her friends, they all said pretty much there was, these women were very, very different. But Harry, talked about the fact that he missed his friends and he missed the family, and that he'd found himself in the only place where he felt he had to escape to with Meghan. And again, the reference with his mum that he thought that's where she would have ended up. So it's kind of the fairy tale ending in his mind, although I just don't think it's going to work out like that.
No, well, listen, I'll be totally honest with you. I did watch it. I watched it all, and I was a wee tiny bit bored by the end. It was like it was almost as if I was in a loop. And I just felt to myself, OK, that's that. Now off you go and get on with your lives, and good luck to you. Absolutely, 100%. But there's this book to come, and presumably by the amount of money that he's been paid for this, there's going to have to be something new in it, sadly, isn't there?
Well, there will be. I mean, you've been paid an awful lot of money. It's rumoured figures about £30 million. It's a 3-book deal. The first one coming out on January the 10th. I mean, what on earth is there left to say? Perhaps the book will be more introspective. It will be more about his reflection about this time, which kind of would be the natural course for this to take, because where on earth do they go now? No doubt Netflix will have another series with them, perhaps, the next stage of their life. But in terms of the family, there's pretty much no way back for them too. And one may ask, do they want it? Is this what they wanted all along? But overall, a pretty sad state of affairs.
It really is. It just is, because it all could have been so very different. Russell, thank you. Good to talk to you as always. Thank you. And of course, we asked Buckingham Palace about the claims made in the documentary. They said no comment. Kensington Palace didn't respond either, but I think what they did was, and of course it's interesting that the front pages this morning, it's the photograph is of William and Kate and their children going to that Christmas Carol concert. Let me know what you think.